Mike Sports Vibes Ballin. Thank you for vibing with me. We'll get straight to it. Are the Pacers done after losing Game 5 against the Thunder? By the way, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I cover the Philadelphia 76ers. I cover the Philadelphia Phillies. I cover the NBA playoffs. I cover NBA breaking news. And I also will be covering a little bit of boxing as well. So if you're interested, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. This is just a 76er perspective on the NBA Finals, Game 5, and if the Pacers can overcome this last L, right? I always say it's not over until it's over. It's kind of like a boxing match, right? You know, until someone gets knocked out or gives up or, you know, or the final decision, split decision. You never know. You never know who will win. You know what I mean? You could be winning 6 rounds in a row and then get knocked out in the 7th round by your opponent. You could be winning all 11 rounds and then get knocked out in the 12th round. You know what I mean? By your opponent. Y'all get you get my drift. You get what I'm saying. Like, you never know what can happen. You know what I mean? It's not over until it's over. For all the Pacer fans that don't think that their team can overcome this last L. You just got to take one game at a time and see what happens. You know, I feel like the Pacers could easily be up. Could easily be up could have easily been up and won this series by now. If there was a few plays that went their way, and if they didn't turn the ball over so many times in the game, and if Tyrese Haliburton stepped his game up more consistently, the Pacers could have easily won this series now, or they could at least be up 3-2 going into Game 6 with a chance to close them out. You know, but the problem is this. I don't think they're done. I honestly, as a Sixer fan, I want this to go a 7-game series, right? Because I love basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport, and I enjoy watching the NBA Finals, especially this NBA Finals. Like last NBA Finals, when it was the Mavericks and the Boston Celtics, that wasn't a real matchup. This is an even matchup, going back and forth, you know? And I love that. I love competition. I don't like a one-sided NBA Finals. So, therefore, as a 76er fan, in my honest opinion, I don't think the Pacers are done. I'm hoping that they're not done. But in order for the Pacers to win Game 6, they have to get more. They have to get more from their best player, debatably, and that's Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton cannot, and I'm going to repeat this again. He cannot give you 4 points in 34 minutes in a game. You cannot do that. By the way, everybody that's in the building, I'm a Sixer fan covering the NBA playoffs. Make sure you double tap, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We cover the Sixers, the Phillies. We cover a little bit of boxing. We cover the NBA players. We cover NBA news. So if you're interested and you like good vibes, consider subscribing. Trying to get to my first 500 subscribers on this channel. I'm roughly about 5 subscribers short of that goal. But yeah, make sure you double tap and hit that like button. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying. In my honest opinion, I truly feel like the Pacers got to get a lot more effort offensively. I don't even care about the facilitating. I don't care about the defense when it comes to Tyrese Haliburton. I need to see more offense. And I understand he has a strained calf or whatever his injury is. But at the end of the day, when you're on that basketball court, you got to ball out. What's going on, Mars? How you doing? Good morning to everybody in the building. Good morning. So like my whole point is you're going to have to figure out a way to get Tyrese Haliburton more involved. Good morning. You got to get him involved. You got to get him in his bag offensively in order for the Pacers to be a threat in Game 6 and push this to a Game 7. Because I honestly think the Pacers could push it to a game 7. But really, it comes down to the turnovers, and it comes down to Tyrese Haliburton. And I just feel like the Pacers are passing the ball way too much. Like, I understand they're one of the best teams when it comes to assists, and getting the ball movement is second to none, in my honest opinion. But I just feel like the Pacers are passing up layups. The Pacers are overly passing the ball, and then when you overly pass the ball, you tend to turn the ball over a little bit more because you're trying to get the perfect shot. No shot is going to be a perfect shot unless you're wide open. And in the NBA, you don't have to be completely wide open for it to be a good shot. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with the Pacers sometimes, where they overly pass the ball. And you got Alex Caruso, and you got Lou Dort, and you got SGA and Jalen Williams in the passing lanes, picking off the ball and getting steals left and right. It's just not a good look. So you're going to have to figure a way to, first and foremost, get Tyrese Haliburton involved, get his confidence up, because I don't know what's going on with him. I think it's deeper than an injury. I think it's really mental right now. I think it's deeper than just a injury. I don't think it's just that. So hopefully he can snap out of it, because they're going to need him. They're going to need him. And the Thunder almost choked. They almost choked. They were down. Hold on. Yeah. The Thunder almost choked because they were only up by 4 points. They dominated pretty much the whole entire game. And in that fourth quarter, the Pacers came all the way back, and it was a 4-point game. And I don't know what happened after that. They just kept turning the ball over. The Pacers just kept turning the ball over. They made it a 4-point game in the fourth quarter, and then the Thunder went on like a 9 or 7-0 run, and it was just pretty much over from there. But it's just like, if the Pacers just would have kept their foot on the gas and Tyrese Haliburton would have played a lot better, they would have had an honest chance of winning Game 5, even with Tyrese Haliburton struggling the way he did. All his 4 points were at the free throw line. All his 4 points were at the free throw line. Everything else was bricking for chicken, man. But the point of it is, look, if you brick it for chicken from the midi, you can't hit your three, keep driving to the lane. Keep driving to the lane, because, look, I'm not using the excuse of the injury, because when you're on that basketball court, all that injury excuse don't mean nothing. All that injury excuse don't mean nothing. How bad do you want to be a champion? How bad do the Pacers want to be a champion? How bad do Tyrese Haliburton want to be the Finals MVP possibly? How bad does he want it? To pretty much shut down that narrative that he is the most overrated player in the NBA. How bad does he want it? Because in Game 5, he did not show up. Game 5, he did not show up. He did not match the energy of Jalen Williams. He did not match the energy of SGA. Siakam was the only player on the Pacers that can pretty much get a consistent bucket. Everybody else did not do a dang on thing, bro. The bench didn't come through. Nembhard didn't really do nothing offensively. Nesmith didn't do nothing offensively. Miles Turner, you know what I mean? I like Miles Turner, but I just wish he would be a little more aggressive in the paint. He's just chucking up threes and chucking up middies all dang on game, which that's part of his game. But gosh, Lee, bro, I just don't understand it. Once you miss a certain amount of jump shots, you got to change it up. By the way, someone please hit that like button. Hit that like button. Double tap. Hit that like button. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We talk about the NBA playoffs, and my question to everybody that's in the building: are the Pacers done? Do they have a chance to push this to a Game 7? Can they win Game 6 and push it to a Game 7? Or are they done? Is it too much for them to overcome what they're going against? And they're going against probably the future champions. But I just feel like the Pacers let this one get away, because I feel like the Thunder would have choked, man. I got a feeling the Thunder would have choked if the Pacers just would have kept their foot on that gas pedal. They made it a 4-point game. And the only two players that was really scoring at the time was Jalen and SGA. Not saying that they can't get the job done, but they came all the way back. They came all the way back in the fourth with plenty of time to go. SGA has too much. Yeah, SGA has just been, and you know, he wasn't even the player of the game. It was Jalen Williams, but SGA kept them afloat all game. And then Jalen Williams started doing what he was doing. Jalen Williams and SGA, their two best players on the Thunder, scored, what was it, 71 points altogether. Compared to Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton, they scored, their best two players for the Pacers scored, I think, 32 points altogether. That's not going to get the job done. You can't have that. 71 to 32. It's no, how can you win that game? But even with all that, they still had an opportunity in the fourth quarter to overcome all of that and win. But they turned the ball over so many times, and it was just sloppy play. Siakam was turning the ball over. Everybody that you could think of on the Pacers turned the ball over. Everybody that got in the game pretty much turned the ball over. I know Siakam turned the ball over like 6 times. Tyrese Halliburton turned the ball over 3 times. But most of the turnovers that were so crucial was in that fourth quarter because they made the run. They came all the way roaring back, and then they just couldn't turn the ball over. And I just don't understand what the heck was going on. What was in their mindset? Like, it was like I was talking about this game yesterday. I was just like, yo, it was almost as if they were trying to turn the ball over because the passes that they were making were so nonchalant, like they didn't even care if the ball got to their teammate. They passed the ball so passively. They passed the ball like they didn't really care. Here, you go get this pass, but they throwing it so soft, so slow. No momentum with the throw, no bounce passes, nothing. It was like, yeah, here you go, steal the ball from me. It's like, come on, what are y'all doing? Y'all had an opportunity to probably end this series in game 6 at home, and they just let it get away from them. They let the game get away from them. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I truly appreciate y'all, man. I'm just giving you my honest perspective as a Sixer fan. I'm enjoying the playoffs, but I just got to say, man, Tyrese Halliburton has to be better. And it's not me being negative about Tyrese Halliburton, but I expect more from him. Because I'm going to tell you right now, SGA, he's going to mess around and be the finals MVP. So he won the regular season MVP, and he'll win the finals MVP. I don't know when the last time that happened. I'm not sure if Jokic did that, but my goodness, SGA is coming. Regardless of what anybody wants to say, free throw merchant is part of the game. You bait people to, I don't like flopping, but if you bait a player to foul you, it is what it is. If your hands are in the cookie jar, it's a foul. If you pull up and the guy has their hand on your arm, it's a foul. You know what I mean? And that's just the bottom line to it. That's just the bottom line to it. But at the end of the day, Tyrese Halliburton has to match the energy. What was the... Oh, that was my phone. That was my phone. That's my ringtone. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all double tap, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You're probably like, what is that? Yeah, that's my corny ringtone. My favorite ringtone. It stands out. It's not the normal ringtone. And this is where I'm taking this nature walk. I like to be outside and take this nature walk, y'all. Just relaxing. Walking and talking about my favorite sport. But yeah, I hope that the Pacers could win. And this is nothing against the Thunder, but I just want to see a game 7. I really do. Why do they keep calling my phone? Do you work from home? Well, I was kind of personal, but I do got some stuff going on. but I don't really like talking about my I get too personal with my personal life. But I'm a businessman. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm a businessman. I have multiple businesses that I invested in. That is passive. I'm not sure if you know what passive income is. That's pays me when I'm not working, and it pays me when I am working. And passive income is the way to go. I let my money work for me, and I don't want to make this a financial what I'm about to say, but yeah, I have multiple businesses. Yeah, I got multiple businesses, but shout out to Chris Farrell in the building. Make sure y'all double tap, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. I truly appreciate y'all. What I will say is this. My final answer when it comes to are they done? I did say earlier in the live that it's not over until it's over, and that's a fact, right? But it's just the way they lost. Like, I understand when you lose a game, you're getting blown out by 30. Okay, you could be like, I'd rather get blown out by 30 points than get beat by a team when you had the opportunity to win in the fourth quarter. Oh, God. Freaking fly went up my nose. Because if you get beat by 20 or 30, it's like, all right, well, we could scratch that game. We could just improve what we had to do. But when you lose a close game the way they did, because they honestly had a chance, they messed the game up by turning the freaking ball over. And I just feel like, I don't want to say it's over completely, but if they don't get more production from Tyrese Haliburton, listen, I don't think TJ McConnell's going to be enough. Even if you play TJ McConnell 30 minutes and play Tyrese Haliburton 20 minutes, it's not going to be enough, bro. I like TJ McConnell. He's the energy. He's the reason why they came back. He's the reason why they stayed in the game. He's the reason why they won. Was it game 4 they won? He's the reason why. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the Pacers' best player cannot play like that. And I don't trust Tyrese Haliburton to be good enough to put his team over the top. Oh, all right. Respect to her. Yup. Yo, Mike, what's up, Chris, for real? How you doing, bro? Good morning to everybody. Make sure y'all smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I cover the Sixers, the Phillies, NBA playoffs, NBA news, etc., etc. How do you think about the Luka Doncic trade? Oh my gosh. In my honest opinion, that was the trade of the that was the best trade I have seen in a very, very long time. And I'm going to say for both sides, you know what I mean? I say both teams won the trade. And I know that might sound crazy because people are going to say, well, how did the Mavericks win the trade? All right, well, let me break it down. If it was, and I know I can't really say this, but I'm going to say it because it's facts, right? Anthony Davis got hurt. Kyrie Irving got hurt. If they was to stay healthy, the Mavericks would have been a force in the West, and they probably would have came out the West. Not saying they would have, but they would have had a chance to come out the West because they're so talented. They got first-round pick, I believe. And who else did they get? But what makes it top it all off is they got the first overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft. So it all worked out. So the injuries, I'm not wishing injury on nobody. I wish they were healthy. But the injury helped them out a little bit to help them get a slight chance of getting that first overall pick. And they got it. So they got Cooper Flag, a healthy Davis, a healthy Kyrie Irving. Good luck to the Western Conference. And I feel like before Kyrie Irving got hurt, he was playing like, I'm not going to say he was an MVP, but he was in the conversation of being like, he was playing like a top 5 player at the time, in my opinion. Kyrie Irving was playing so amazing before that injury. So in my honest opinion, people forget about how good Anthony Davis is on both sides of the ball because he's always hurt. But if he's healthy and Kyrie Irving is healthy, I truly feel like the Mavericks have something special, and they can literally mess around and represent the West in the finals next season, especially if Cooper Flag is what he's supposed to be. If Cooper Flag is what he's supposed to be, the Western Conference is going to be shaken up again because, yeah, the Thunder got what they got. They're going to be the favorites. But listen, man, the West is the wild, wild West, man. And a lot of dominoes are going to fall if Cooper Flag is what we think he's going to be. And if Anthony Davis is healthy and Kyrie. And then when you think about the whole Kevin Durant might go to the West, might go to another team in the West. So say he goes to the Rockets instantly turn into a contender. Say he goes to another underrated team that I think will be amazing for him, the Nuggets. Say he goes to the Nuggets with Jokic. Say they trade Jamal Murray or Michael Carter or whatever. They trade a couple of dudes, right? And they get KD somehow, some way. So this would be KD and Jokic on the same team, bro. That would be crazy work. Because Jokic, the only reason why the Nuggets didn't come out the West, in my honest opinion, is because Jamal's not consistent. Jamal can't be your second best player. Jamal got to be like your third best player. So I think Kevin Durant with the Nuggets, what's going on, LaMelo Prize? What's going on, Ron's opinion don't matter. But yeah, like I think KD being with the Nuggets, them two 1-2 punch, Jokic will obviously be your first option. But let's keep it real. When it counts the most, you don't have to depend on Jokic. You can give that ball right to Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant can cook them. Kevin Durant can do everything Jokic can do offensively, besides pass the ball. You know what I mean? And I know KD is a little bit up there. He's like 36, but I think he's still that dude offensively. He's still clutch offensively. And if he's healthy, I think the Nuggets they can come out the West as well. So the dominoes all have to fall. So where's KD going to go? There's rumors that he was going to go to New York. Where is Giannis going to go? So there's rumors that he could go to New York as well. Like it's so many rumors going around. So a lot of these dominoes have to fall. But getting back to what you're saying, I think the Luka trade was amazing for both teams. I think that Luka, I think Luka is a superstar. I think Luka's a great player. The only knock I have on Luka is he doesn't play no dang on defense. That man's a triple-double. That man's a bucket. That man is one of debatably the best offensive player in the game. Get you a triple-double in his sleep. Score 50 points in his sleep. The problem with Luka is my grandpa could drive past him, and that's a problem. Because you're 6'8", 6'9", and you should be way better defensively. He don't got to be a shutdown defender. He just got to be an average defender. An average defender. Or like, he got to be better than what he's doing right now. Because Luka is that guy. Luka really is that guy. I ain't watching Game 6 series. Denver's window about to close. Yeah, that's why they got to make one more big move. I think Denver, and shout out to you for that comment. By the way, everybody in the building, make sure y'all double tap, hit the screen, hit the like button. Consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm just a Sixers fan covering the NBA Finals. And the title of the video is, are the Pacers done? And also, I cover the Philadelphia Phillies. I covered NBA breaking news. And I will be covering a little bit of boxing as well. So if you're interested and you like good vibes, consider subscribing and hitting that like button. But yeah, I love that comment that you said. In sports, you should watch Game 6, bro. That's your team, bro. Don't give up on your team. But Denver's window is about to close. That's why I feel like Denver needs to make a dramatic trade and get Kevin Durant. Get Kevin Durant. Even another rumor, Kevin Durant going to the Timberwolves. That's another big domino that will fall. Listen, KD and Ant-Man, that'd be a good combination as well. KD and anybody will be a good combination. But I'm just talking about for the Nuggets specifically. If the Nuggets somehow can make a trade and get Kevin Durant, just imagine how what the West is going to look like. It's not, listen, people forgot how good Kevin Durant is because he's been with the Suns. And no disrespect to the Phoenix Suns, but the Phoenix Suns haven't been good. I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know if it's injuries, because they got Devin Booker. I'm not the biggest fan of Bill. And they got KD. And they still ain't good. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the Suns. But what I will tell you is this. KD and Jokic will be the most unstoppable duo in the NBA. That's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I think that'll be the most unstoppable duo in the NBA. There's nobody, you can't name a better two duo than them two. I can't see it. And I'm a Sixers fan. Like I can't say Joel and Tyrese. I can't say SJ and Jalen Williams, maybe because they might be the champions. Who knows? I mean, but I don't think those two are better than KD and Jokic. Mike. Please. Mike, yeah, what's going on, man? Thank you, bro. Fire Pacers, coach. Pacers don't need Holly to be good. What you mean? They need him to be good in this next game. If they don't keep, if Holly isn't good in game 6, they're going home, bro. I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about you don't want him on the team? Or are you saying that they don't need him to be good to win this next game? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I strongly disagree with that narrative. If you think that y'all going to win a game without Tyrese Halliburton being good, I don't believe that. Oh, you talking about get a new point guard? Oh, you said trade him. Okay, I was about to say, bro. I'm like, I don't know. But who's better than Halliburton? Who can you get that's better than Halliburton? Who would you trade him for? Because you don't want to downgrade your team. Because listen, Tyrese Halliburton is still a very good player. He just hasn't been playing good. I mean, he just hasn't been playing good. Yeah, I know. That's true. 4 points is not acceptable. I understand. 4 points that is bad. How you doing? That is bad. I 100% agree with y'all. By the way, everybody that's in the building, can I get 10 likes? I got 15 people in the building. Can I get 10 likes? Show a brother some love. I'm just a Sixers fan. I know I'm a Sixers fan. I know a lot of people don't like the Sixers for some strange reason. But I'm a Sixers fan covering the NBA playoffs. And I'm a proud Sixers fan. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Everybody that's doubting the Sixers this upcoming season, you heard it first from your boy. The Philadelphia 76ers will be in the playoffs next year. I don't know about winning the conference, but I know we're going to be in the playoffs because it ain't that hard to get into the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. And I hope that the Sixers, and I will be live for the NBA draft, I'm hoping that the Sixers draft Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper or Trey Johnson. But for the 3rd overall pick, I want Ace Bailey. If we trade up, I want Dylan. If we trade back, I want Trey. Simple as that. Smash that like button. Start TJ out. Nah, you can't. Because you don't want to, the one thing you don't want to do, right, is mess up what TJ brings to the table. See, the thing about it, right, some players are better coming off the bench. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not saying that bench players cannot start, but it's something mentally or something different about when you get that energy off that bench. Because you're going to mess around and he's not going to know, like he might not be, I'm not saying he's not going to be good with the starters, but I'm just saying like something about coming off the bench is just different. Like I remember as a Sixer fan, Lou Williams. Yes, he was a good player starting. But when he came off the bench, it was different, bro. When Lou Williams, came off that bench for the Philadelphia 76ers, he was on another level, bro. He was on another level. There's a select few players that can come off the bench and start and be a really good starter. Like, I like Manu Ginobili, but when you think of Manu Ginobili, you think of him being a 6th man of the year. You think of him coming off the bench. There's nothing wrong with coming off the bench. But the problem is when your bench players are playing better than your starters, that's the issue. That's the issue. You just don't want to mess up that energy coming off the bench. You need them bench points. You need that extra oomph. You need that extra drive. The problem is you got Tyrese Haliburton playing 34 minutes and giving you 4 points. That's not acceptable. You know what I mean? Hold on real quick, y'all. Dang on shoe. Hold on, y'all. All right. Oh, I'm back. All right. What was you? What's going on? Hey, shout out to my guy. Hey, shout out to Teacher Got Game. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all double tap, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's go. I know I'm a Sixers fan, proud Sixers fan. I cover the NBA playoffs. I cover NBA breaking news. And I will be covering the Philadelphia Phillies. And I will be doing some boxing. So if you're interested, make sure you hit that like button, double tap that screen. Let's go. Let's vibe out and have a good time. Talk about the NBA playoffs. Teacher Got Game said, Mike, do you hear the Ace Bailey news? Sixers fans are unstable. They're unstable. Hey, Teacher Got Game said they're unstable. What happened, Teacher Got Game? He said, what happened now? What happened? Pacers need to draft Derek Queen. You know what? I love Derek Queen. I like Derek Queen a lot, actually. I think Derek Queen is so, like, I like him better than, what's his name? What's the other center everybody be talking about from Duke? I like Derek Queen better than Malawak or Malawach. I like him better than him. Aaron McKee. He just wasn't that. He just, I don't even know why I'm even talking about Aaron McKee. Aaron McKee, I like Aaron McKee, but nah, man. Nah, man. Pacers need, but yeah, I like Derek Queen though. That's a good move. That's a good move, to be honest with you. What was I saying prior to that? But yeah, if you start TJ McConnell, you can mess the energy up for the team. So I don't know if that's a good idea. What I would do is I would still start Tyrese Haliburton and hope the best. But this is what you could do. Just play TJ McConnell more minutes. Still have him come off the bench. Just play him more minutes. That's what I would do. And I honestly feel like the Pacers could have won this last game. And I don't think it's 100% done. But I do give it a 75%. It's over. I ain't going to sit there and cap. I just feel like they messed up. Good morning. I feel like they messed up. They had a chance. They were down by only 4 points. And they turned the ball over so many times. That's the Pacers' fault, though, man. Everybody that's blaming the refs, even if you're a Pacers fan, you got to admit, the Pacers turned the ball over. That has nothing to do with the refs. You know what I mean? They turned the ball over so many times down the stretch. And it was not like it was forced. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect the Thunder's defense, but a lot of those turnovers were unforced turnovers, bro. They just threw the ball nonchalantly, like, all dang on game. By the way, I got 20 people in the building. Make sure y'all double tap, hit the like button. Can I get 10 likes? 10 likes, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Pacers need bigger defenders. Pacers need a coach. The Pacers are not that far from winning a championship. They still can win this year's championship, bro. They just have to get better production from their best player, debatably. They have to get better production from Tyrese Haliburton. The Pacers are not done. The Pacers are in the NBA Finals, bro. They don't need to fire their coach. They don't need to do all that. But I will say they need to make a move if they do lose. Maybe they need a Kevin Durant or a Giannis. I said this last night. I think a Giannis with the Pacers will be nasty, bro. If they can keep Tyrese Haliburton, keep Siakam, and have a Giannis, and keep one of the two, Nesmith or Nembhard, bro, they're going to be nasty next year. But I'm not firing the head coach. I'm not firing the head coach. He's been coaching us behind off. If you really think about it, nobody thought the Pacers were going to represent the Eastern Conference in the finals. I will admit, I did not think the Pacers would be in the finals right now. I didn't think the Pacers would be in the finals. This is coming from a Sixer perspective. I did not think the Pacers would be in the finals. By the way, everybody in the building, smash the like button. Can I get 10 likes on the stream? Can I get 10 likes on the stream? And make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I'm just a Sixer fan covering the NBA playoffs. I cover the Sixers, the Phillies play-by-play, and I cover the NBA playoffs. And I also do a little bit of covering the boxing if you're a boxing fan. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you're interested. But yeah, the Pacers are not far off. I wouldn't be so down on your team when your team is in the NBA Finals fighting, bro. Like, they could have won this last game. Every single game, pretty much. I think they got blown out one game, maybe. Every single game was a close game, bro. Every single game pretty much was a close game. So I can't agree with just blowing up the team and just, oh, I'm trading everybody. I'm trading Siakam. I'm trading Tyrese. No. The Pacers are in the NBA Finals. The only improvement that I would want to make, I want to get a center. I want to get a center that can dominate the paint. I'm underneath the bridge, so if you hear that echo, it's because of I'm underneath this bridge. But the Pacers are not far. I said this last night. I said, I'm a Sixer fan. We ain't been to the NBA Finals since 2001. We haven't won the NBA Finals since 1983. That's 40 plus years, bro. That's 40 plus years, bro. And 24 years since we've been in the NBA Finals. So y'all should be happy, bro. Imagine you being a Sixer fan, bro. How we feel right now. How we all feel right now. Like, bro, y'all looking good right now. I wish we was in the situation y'all in right now with a chance to still win an NBA Finals. Until the Thunder win one more game. This is how I look at it. Until the Thunder win one more game, it ain't over till it's over. Period. It ain't over. So I'm not going to sit here and say the Pacers are completely done. I give them a 25% chance if they could win it. No, matter of fact, I give them a 30% chance because they're going to be at home. Usually role players play better at home. Shout out to my guy AJ for saying that because that's a good point. If they could win at home in Game 6, right? They could win Game 7. When it comes to Game 7s, I don't believe in the home field advantage type thing, bro, because it could backfire on you. Some players play better on the road, bro. Some players like to shut up the other opponent's crowd. Some players love it. Some players love doing that. So, honestly, anything can happen in Game 7. Game 7s, honestly, could go either way. Either way. Either way. Pacers coach is a player's coach. He relies on his players. He doesn't call players. He doesn't call players. That's why they just do screen with Miles and pop out into a three. I do agree with that notion, though. I agree with that opinion. I don't like that they just pop so many threes. I think Miles Turner should be in the post. I'm not saying for him to be a traditional big man. I'm not saying that. This is modern day basketball. There's nobody that's really a traditional big man. All the centers shoot threes, but you can't make the game harder than what it is. I'd rather shoot a contested hook shot, a contested layup, a contested midi in the paint than shoot a wide open three. And I would challenge anybody that I think the twos can beat a three over time, because guess what them threes going to do? Eventually you're going to start bricking for chicken. And I'm shooting a higher percentage shot. Like I said last night, the only team that I would say that they can shoot threes all game and just chuck them up and I'll be comfortable, that is Steph Curry and the Warriors. When they had Kevin Durant, when they had Klay Thompson, I'm cool with you shooting threes all game. But that's the only team I can think of off the top of my head, bro. And there's certain players that I'm like, okay, yeah, Reggie Miller, of course, Ray Allen, and there's more players. But, like, come on, bro. You got Miles Turner shooting all these threes, bro. and you're expecting to win a championship, setting a pick and shooting a wide open three. I keep trying to tell people, I listen, a contested layup, a contested hook shot, a contested shot in the paint, or a mid-range jump shot is better than shooting wide open threes all game if you're not the select players that I'm naming. Listen, I would challenge anybody. I would challenge anybody, especially if your team has good perimeter defense. If they have good perimeter defense, a 3-point shooting on the 90 will not win. Sixer fans are saying they are out on Ace now because he wants to be a star. What? Ain't that what you want? Wouldn't you want Ace Bailey to want to be a star? I'm so confused. Teacher got game. But everybody, I got 36 people in the building. Can I get 10 likes on the stream? Can I get 10 likes on the stream? I'm a Sixer fan covering the NBA Finals. Are the Pacers done? I cover the NBA Finals. I cover the Sixers. I cover the Phillies. I cover a little bit of boxing as well. Make sure you double tap the screen and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It's definitely going down. They have an agenda to make Ace drop past the Sixers. Bro, I don't know what they got going on, bro. But I feel like Sixer fans, some of them, not all of them. I'm not saying they don't know basketball because I'm not going to go that far. What I will say is people are overthinking the game of basketball. I feel like people are making it seem like that you have to be the perfect prospect to be drafted 3rd overall. Let me just say this right now. The Sixers drafted Jahlil Okafor. Was he a perfect prospect, y'all? Was he a perfect prospect? Does anybody know who Jahlil Okafor is? The Sixers drafted Joel Embiid. Was he a perfect prospect? You could probably say he was a perfect prospect, but he wasn't perfect because he's always hurt, right? Just because you draft, even the 1st overall pick that the Sixers drafted, Ben Simmons, was he a perfect prospect? No, he wasn't. Was Markelle Fultz a perfect prospect? No, he wasn't. So I don't understand why they want to make it seem like Ace Bailey at number 3, a pick that we shouldn't even have in the first place because we're supposed to be a contender. You get what I'm saying? We're not even supposed to have this 1st round pick. Why would Sixer fans think that Ace Bailey has to be the most perfect prospect to be worthy of the 3rd overall pick? It makes no sense. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But I'm going to tell you this right now. The Sixers are going to mess around and find out. And when they do pass on Ace Bailey, guess what? And he turns out to be a star. And Sixer fans we draft VJ Edgecombe, and he turns out not to be that good. I'm not saying I'm just using that as an example. We're going to be regretting it for a very long time. And me and my guy, Teacher Got Game, is going to be like, yo, we told y'all so. We told y'all so. We try to tell y'all. But shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Again, the question of the video. Do you think the Pacers are done? And if you can, leave in the comments below. Tell me why you think they're done, or do you think they have a chance? I give them a 30% chance. I'm going 70-30. 70 goes to the Thunder. 30's going to the to the Pacers, man. And the only reason why is because I'm nervous about Tyrese Halliburton. That's the only reason why I'm just nervous because he ain't showing up right now. It went from he not showing up in the for him just showing up in the 4th quarter to now he ain't showing up in any quarters. See, that's a bad combination. How you go from showing up in the 4th quarter to not showing up in any quarter? That's not good. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. And also, we're having side conversations about Kevin Durant, what team he should go to, Giannis, what team he should go to, and also about the 76ers, what they should do with the 3rd overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft. My guy said, I think Ace Bailey can be like KD. Man, if he could be anything like KD, oh my gosh. Hey, listen, as Sixer fans want to pass that, listen, I'm going a little bit of a lesser version than KD. I'm going Tracy McGrady because I know KD, he accomplished more, but I like Tracy. Honestly, I like Tracy more than KD, man. Let me take that back, bro. I'm hearing he could be like Tracy McGrady, bro. So if he could be anything like Tracy McGrady, T-Mac, that's the route I'm going. That's the route I'm going. Why would I pass up on an Ace Bailey when he has the potential to be like a Tracy McGrady? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, bro. Sixer fans are I'm not talking about all Sixer fans, but some Sixer fans are just pretty much just like, I don't know, man. They're like, some Sixer fans are followers. When one person that's popular says, "Oh, Ace Bailey's not the guy," or "He's not good with this, he's not good with that," people be followers. They don't like to get their own opinion and watch their own film and study their own film and develop their own opinion. See, I'm not a follower. Like, I'll look at a film, I'll look at a dude, and I'll give you a whole nother perspective than someone else that looked at the same thing we looked at. That's what makes everybody so unique and different when we have our own perspectives and opinions about the same player. Yes, I think every prospect needs to have something. They need to develop on something, right? But at the same time, I think Ace Bailey probably got the highest ceiling out of all the prospects. That's the issue that we have right now. Because you got someone that has the highest ceiling out of all the prospects, in my honest opinion, and you're going to pass up on him because of some weakness that these so-called has. Okay, we're going to see about that. We're going to mess around and find out. And if we pass up on Tracy McGrady, we're going to mess around. The potential of him being Tracy, I'm not saying he's Tracy McGrady. Y'all know what I'm saying. If we pass up on a guy that has the potential to be Tracy McGrady, we're going to look so freaking stupid. Yes, I said it, stupid. Because listen, my one homie said that VJ Edgecombe reminds him of Ant-Man. Listen, Ant-Man is a very, 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 very good player. I'm not saying VJ can't be that guy. I'm not saying he can't. That's a high ceiling right there. If VJ can be Ant-Man, of course, I'm drafting VJ with the 3rd overall pick. But I'm choosing Tracy over Ant-Man. And I know Ant-Man, if you want to really break it down, he accomplished more because he got to the Western Conference twice in a row. But I'm looking at the height. I'm looking at the defense overall. I'm looking at one of the most unstoppable offensive players of all time in Tracy McGrady. The guy, one of the GOATs of the NBA, Kobe Bryant, RIP to Kobe, said that the hardest person that he had to guard in his career was Tracy McGrady. There's a reason for that, bro. If Kobe gives you props like that, that means you're the real deal. That means you're the real deal. So I'm going I'm going the route of a Tracy, bro. Get me that next Tracy McGrady. And shout out to everybody that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. They're saying that he reminds people of Tracy McGrady, Ace Bailey. Salute to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm just a Sixer fan covering the NBA playoffs. I just said KD because he scored. Yes, his height is scored. Yeah, and I agree. Mike, are you the homie? So I'll still watch you, but the Sixer fans might lose me this all season. Yeah, don't let them do that to you. Well, how you doing, brother? Hey. Don't let them do that to you. Don't let them mess up your fandom because they don't know what they're talking about. I ain't want to say that. I'm gonna say they're entitled to their own opinion, but at the same time, you got your opinion and stand on 10 toes, bro. Stand on 10 toes and believe what you believe in. Know what I mean? People think I'm crazy for thinking Trey Johnson is gonna be better than VJ Edgecombe. You're crazy. You don't know basketball. All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna definitely see, bro. Like, I'm not saying that VJ is not gonna be good, but I like Trey better than VJ. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And nobody really knows who's going to be good. But in my honest opinion, in this draft, I think Ace Bailey, his jump shot over people, he makes look, when he was talking about the hard shot for a lot of people is like a shot that I work on all the time. He wasn't saying that to be arrogant, to be cocky or none of that. He was saying that because, yo, y'all might think that's a hard shot. Y'all might think, and it probably is to most of the NBA players, but guess what? It's not hard for me. I work on it in the gym. I put in the work. His work ethic speaks for itself. Why would you not want a player that works on the tough shots, bro? Because not every shot's going to be open. Not every... It's kind of like a wide receiver going against a really, really good corner. You might have a half a foot step over that guy. That's considered open. It's kind of like the NBA, bro. You might have a couple of inches to shoot over this dude, and that's considered open. You know what I mean? I want the guy that can make the tough baskets when people think that he thinks it's easy because he works on it. And like an average person, a person that's just watching the game, I mean, outside looking in is like, oh, that's a hard bucket. How'd he make that? Because he works on it in the gym, bro. He works on it in the gym. Tracy McGrady did the same. Look, I'm not trying to put that pressure on Ace Bailey saying he's going to be Tracy. It's just a comparison because he can shoot over everybody. He got the height. I think he has underrated handle. I think his offensive game has not been on lock because Dylan Harper had the ball in his hands a lot more than Ace Bailey or a lot more than, yeah, I'm not going to say a lot more. I think a lot more. I think I can agree with that. A lot more than Ace Bailey. So, like, we don't even know what this man's really capable of. His full game. But for people to say that this man's a bust before this man ever stepped on the floor, but at the same time, the same fans that are saying Ace Bailey's a bust try to say that Ben Simmons was the next LeBron James, was the next Magic Johnson. Stop the cap. SGA, Ace Bailey is more athletic than Brennan. Yes, and I love it too, bro. Yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Everybody that's in the building, trying to get to my first 500 subscribers on this channel. Shout out to each and every one of y'all that's in the building. Yeah, Ace is nice. I'm not going to lie. I like Ace a lot, bro. People want to hate on Ace for some reason. SGA, do you think he going to... SGA is on the right path because he has an MVP in the regular season. And if he wins the finals, he's going to be the MVP in the finals. So he's definitely in the right path. If he keeps on on this level and he keeps on doing what he's doing, the man's only 25, 26 years old. He's not even in his late prime yet. He's like early middle prime. It's going to be hard for him not to be in the Hall of Fame if he keeps up what he's doing right now. SGA reminds me, and I'm not saying he's Kobe, but he reminds me of Kobe, the way he plays, the way he shoots over players. And I'm talking about the Kobe Bryant that was number 24, not number 8. Number 8 was the more flyer, dunking on everybody and all that. Number 24 was a lot more in his bag when it comes to the offensive turnaround middies, pulling up from the free throw line, just doing a whole bunch of just making the game look so easy. It's like he wasn't forcing a lot of stuff. He was just a smooth guy. And that's what SGA is. He's never out of control. He's always making the right move. He's always doing, listen, that pull up midi, the turnaround midi is unguardable, bro. It's unguardable. I was watching him all last night. I said, yo, this stuff looks like that. It looked like Kobe Bryant, y'all. And I'm not saying he's Kobe. I'm just saying the way he plays, I'm pretty sure his favorite player was Kobe Bryant, bro. I'm pretty sure. And then when you want to go even deeper, who was Kobe's favorite player? Michael Jordan. So we could all just say everybody's playing like Michael. Everybody's playing like Michael Jordan right now. You know what I mean? Not everybody, but SGA's playing like Michael. But I think he could be in the Hall of Fame. You the GOAT, my guy. Thank you, Aiden. Shout out to you. Don't be sad, Aiden. Let's get it. What's your take on Embiid? Oh, my gosh. What's my take on Embiid? Embiid's one of my favorite players in the game. The problem is the man's always hurt. And as a Sixer fan, covering the playoffs, I'm happy at the same time, but I'm sad at the same time because I feel like Joel Embiid would definitely shine when the lights are the brightest. I feel like he would dominate both these teams. He would dominate Holmgren. He would dominate Hartenstein. He would dominate Miles Turner. He would dominate all these dudes. And it's kind of sad because it's just like the man can't be healthy enough to get to the playoffs. People forget what he was doing to the Knicks in the playoffs last year. He had a 50-piece nugget. He averaged like 30-something points and like 13 rebounds. He was unbelievable coming off that injury with the meniscus tear. Joel Embiid's the real deal, but the problem is if you're not available for when it counts, what does it matter? What does it matter if you're not available? And my mindset now is this is the last season. And hopefully listen, if we don't win the championship, we're going to have to trade Joel Embiid. I don't think we could trade him now. Some people are like, yo, trade him now. It's not that easy because the man hasn't played that many games last season. So who's going to make a trade for Joel Embiid right now? And is it going to even be good enough for you to be like, all right, yeah. Like I'm not just going to trade Joel Embiid. I understand people say just trade him for anything. But why would I trade debatably the best player in the game when healthy, a former MVP not too long ago, a scoring champion not too long ago, for just pennies on the dollar? I'm not doing it, bro. Listen, I understand the contract sucks, but we have a better chance winning with Joel Embiid than without Joel Embiid. But the problem is, like, this is the last season. This is the final straw right here. I'm more concerned about Paul George than Joel Embiid, because I look at it like this. I have a little bit more love for Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid got drafted by the Sixers and all that. When it comes to Paul George, bro, you just got on the team and you're doing a podcast P, while our team is 10 games below 500, bro. How you going to go live on a podcast on YouTube and you talking about other teams doing good, but your team is 10 games below 500? Make it make sense, bro. And then it makes me feel like he don't really care. Like, Sixer fans don't play that. Like, I don't play that. I'm a diehard Sixer fan. Listen, if you don't show that you care about playing, yeah, we cheer for you. We even if you lose and you put up 110%, we going rock out with you. Allen Iverson, he lost in the finals in 2001, but Allen Iverson will always be a legend in my eyes regardless, because he put 110% every single time he was on that floor. So it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Paul George doesn't look like the type of dude that does that. And I got to give credit to Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid fights through a lot of injuries. Yeah, he get injured all the dang on time, and he comes back most of the time, though. See, that's the thing about Joel Embiid. We can come at him getting injured, but the man comes back. He comes back most of the time. This time, he did not come back. This year, he ain't come back. It was crazy. Is Joel a fraud for making it to the Eastern Conference Finals? No, he never made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Ever. Everybody yeah. Everybody hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Shout out to my guy Lockdown Straps. Appreciate you vibing with your boy. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Appreciate each and every one of y'all that's in the building. Giannis should go to Houston. That would be a nice look too. I think KD or Giannis. I think that's the next couple of dominoes. The dominoes that's going to fall is, where is KD going to go and where is Giannis going to go? Those are the next two dominoes that need to fall. And we'll see what happens between them two players. But like I said, I think KD and Jokic will be awesome. KD and Ant-Man will be awesome. Giannis and Ant-Man, oh my goodness, that would be awesome. I like that even more. Believe it or not, because I just feel like when it comes to the Timberwolves, they don't have a center. They don't have that that consistent power forward, whatever you want to put Giannis at, center, power forward, whatever. They don't got that guy. Rudy is not the dude. Rudy is not good offensively. Julius Randle is not consistent, bro. That man is not consistent, bro. And I like Julius, but he's not that dude. He can't be your second best option on the championship team. But Giannis can be your first or second option on the championship team. Even at his age, at 30 years old, he could bring a lot to the table. But I do like that Houston, though. Giannis going to Houston. We can't have a player that can't be ever when he plays all the time. When person you better off doing something different. I feel you, though, bro. And I don't blame how you feel. But the problem is we're stuck with Joel Embiid because his contract is so crazy. So the only thing we can do is try to make it work and draft better. And draft a franchise player like an Ace Bailey that has the potential to be like a Tracy McGrady. You get what I'm saying? That's the only thing we can do is draft and hope the best that Joel Embiid's healthy, because you're not trading that contract. I want to get rid of Paul George more than anything. His whole mindset, he does not have that it factor. I'm so over Paul George, bro. I'm so over Paul George. I can't wait for the draft period to be over. This is getting stressful, bro. I love this team too much. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Don't let it. Hey, listen. Don't let it stress you. Don't let it stress you out, though, bro. Don't let it stress you out. Just kind of bypass some of these fans, man. Because guess what? If they draft Ace Bailey, all their narratives are going to change. They're going to be, oh, yeah, we got the best player. And he turns out to be a star. All these fans that's saying that he's going to be a bust, they're not going to admit that they were saying that he's going to be a bust. All the fans that's saying that he needs to develop every aspect of basketball, develop his game in every freaking way, they're not going to admit that they was wrong. A lot of these dudes are not going to admit that they're wrong. So just stand on 10 toes. Don't let them stress you out. And if we wrong, we wrong. If we right, we right. But I think we right in this situation. I think Ace Bailey's going to be a good player. And I think he's going to get developed by Paul. Like Paul George going to teach us some things. I think Paul George could teach us some things. Paul George is still a good player. He's just not worth the max. But I think we got some players like Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. We got some young stars, man. Like Jared McCain's going to mess around and be a star. Tyrese Maxey's going to mess around. And Tyrese Maxey's already a star. Joel Embiid injury prone. We don't know who from the draft is going to be good or bust. Nobody really knows. No, nobody really knows. That's why when people be trying to say, oh, Ace Bailey's going to be a bust, it's like, dang, how do you even say that already? I'm not even saying that Ace is going to be Tracy McGrady. I'm just saying the potential. The potential of Ace Bailey being Tracy McGrady, I'm willing to take that chance, bro. Once I hear T-Mac in the conversation, I'm like, all right, say less. Draft Ace Bailey. Say less. I don't need to hear nothing else. I don't need to hear nothing else. You know what I mean? We've been drafting a lot of busts lately when it comes to the first overall pick, bro. We got the third overall pick. At least we got one of those right when we drafted Joel Embiid, even though he's always hurt. He's more right than wrong because at least he has the potential to be a superstar when he's healthy. You know what I mean? That third overall pick is very important, man, because the greatest player of all time was drafted third overall. So the third pick is very, 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 very good when it comes to the history. So Carmelo Anthony was drafted third overall. Like, listen, man, I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's going to be Carmelo. I'm just saying the potential of drafting a very good player with the third overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft is very high. You know, and whoever we draft, I'll be cool with, but I don't want it to be, listen, I would rather have a dude that's 6'9", 6'8", that could shoot over everybody than a dude that's not that tall, that the ceiling isn't as high potentially as an Ace Bailey. I'm not saying these dudes' ceilings aren't high. What I'm saying is the ceiling is Tracy McGrady's ceiling, bro. Like, imagine. What would we all say as Sixer fans if we draft the next Tracy McGrady? What would we all say? We will say, Daryl Morey, you're a genius. We will win multiple championships. Philly will be put on the map. Nobody would ever, like, listen, people will hate on Philly. I want people to hate on the Sixers more. But they don't hate on us because we don't do nothing in the playoffs. But if we draft that next franchise player that everybody wants to not like until they're on their team, so be it, bro. Let's do it. Let's draft that guy. Thank you, everyone that subscribed to the channel. Yeah, thank you, Ron's opinion. Appreciate you. Hold on, let me get to the even if he is a bust, you gotta take that chance because we are at pick 3 and may not draft this high for a long time. Exactly. We got lucky drafting at pick 3, bro. Like, and pick 3 is the third pick in the draft. Do y'all know how high that is, bro? People act like the third overall pick, oh my gosh, if this is not the number 1 pick, we should just trade back. Why? Why? Go get your guy. A third overall pick is amazing. Um, if Bailey is a bust, I'll live with it because yeah, I got that. Because passing up on I'm not passing up on that potential, bro. Look, I already said it. It's Dylan Ace for me. Number one, number two. Like you can pick either one. You can have Ace number one. You can have Dylan number one. Either one. I'm cool with them too. Then I'm a Trey Johnson guy. I'm one of the select few people that talk about Trey Johnson from Texas. Nobody talks about him as much as I do. I give him a lot of credit. I love his game. They try to come at Trey Johnson's game like Trey Johnson, I think, is 6'6", right? 6'6", 6'5". He can score. He's a bucket. He's a straight up bucket, bro. Hold up. If Bailey is a bust, okay, that's exactly what it is. They are hating on Ace until he's on the team. The fans around the league hate us and don't want us to get a good player. Yeah, but then they're going to really not like us when we draft the next Tracy McGrady or someone with the potential to be like Tracy McGrady. Like, what it is. Philly got 2 Super Bowls, 2 soft in the. Oh, hey, listen, we ain't worrying about none of that you talking about. Hey, listen, bro. Now you just lost me with the conversation, bro. You lost me with the conversation, bro. You don't got to bring up the Eagles in the conversation, bro. Y'all know what the vibes over here, man. Stop playing, man. Stop playing with me, bro. Hey, you just messed up the whole conversation, bro. Just putting that in the comments messed up the whole conversation. Messed up the whole conversation, bro. But yeah, man, anyway, but listen, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. All jokes aside, though, I'm going to get to the top of the video, and then I'm going to talk about the Sixers a little bit more. Topic of the video is the Pacers done. It's never done until it's over. I give them a 30% chance of still winning the NBA Finals and a 70% chance for the Thunder to win the NBA Finals. But it starts with Game 6. They got to win or they're going home, right? And they gotta cut down on the turnovers. And Tyrese Haliburton also has to what's his name? What's he got to do? Tyrese Haliburton also has to step his game up. He got to step his game up. If he doesn't step his game up, it's over. That's just my opinion. Now, getting to the Sixers again. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Like my boy Malik said, nobody knows who's going to be a bust, who's going to be very good. But we're just going by the potential, right? Just going by opinions and our own narrative and our own opinion and what we think can translate to the NBA. Because college is different from the NBA. There's levels to the game. How many first overall picks were bust? And we can name a couple in Sixer history. I'm not going to get into it, right? Anything can happen. It's all about the mindset of these players and if their skill set can translate into the NBA. I feel like Ace Bailey's skill set can translate in the NBA because he makes the hard shots, man. The NBA is a lot of hard shots. So if he's working on it already in college and he's already proficient already making hard shots, shooting jump shots over people, I'm taking my chances with Ace Bailey. Honestly, I might even choose Ace Bailey over Dylan Harper, bro. To keep it all the way real with you. Like, I might even do that. The only reason why I go Dylan Harper, maybe over Ace Bailey if we trade up to the 2nd overall pick. And to be honest with you, the Spurs might draft Ace Bailey, y'all. The Spurs might draft Ace Bailey. So, we might get Dylan Harper regardless. We talking about Ace Bailey. Dylan Harper might drop to us because they got a lot of guards. Dylan Harper, I like, and the reason why I like him is because I don't want our shooting guard and our point guard be shorter than 6'5", bro. Shorter than 6'4". Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain are shorter than 6'4", bro. And that's a problem to me, honestly. That's just a little bit of a problem. But whatever. So we'll see what happens, but I think Ace Bailey is the smoothest pick. I'm not going to say perfect because no pick is perfect, but I want Ace Bailey. Philly, Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman would be a better NBA GM, in my opinion. I wish. That would be nice. Tyrese Halliburton got to act like a, yes, you the leader of the, yes. Pascal Nimhard been quiet. TJ McConnell was keeping, yes. Everything you said was facts, bro. Fultz was a, Fultz was a, whew. I think Ben Simmons was a, I'm not going to say he's a complete bust because he was a very, very good defender. And he was a rookie of the year. But for people to compare him to LeBron and Magic Johnson, bro, and he only had like a couple of good seasons with the Sixers, bro, and got this max contract and did nothing when he got that money. That second contract really hurt him because his head got too big. He thought he was that dude, didn't want to work on his game. I just feel like he could have been so much better. He's not a bust, though. But Markelle Fultz, that sucked. That was a sucky, that it sucked that he didn't turn out to be good. I really thought Markelle Fultz was going to be that guy. I really did. That really sucks that Markelle Fultz didn't plan out. I want Cooper Flag. Hey, listen, hey, it's a wrap. Hey, listen, bro. Unless Daryl Morey's working on a look, who knows? Maybe. Look, I don't want to get you excited, eh? Hey, listen, eh? I ain't trying to get you excited, eh? But what if Daryl Morey is going to be willing to trade the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft and 2 to 3 more future first round picks? Would he do it? I don't know. Does he like Cooper Flag that much? I have no clue. Because just because we like Cooper Flag, don't mean that everybody likes Cooper Flag. You know what I mean? We might like Cooper Flag, but what if Daryl Morey he don't like him as much as everybody else does? What if he likes Ace Bailey more? What if he likes Dylan Harper more? Shoot, what if he likes VJ Edgecombe more? Who knows, man? Who knows what Daryl Morey's thinking right now? But the one thing I do like about Daryl Morey is he's a very good draft. He picks really good. He picks really good. I trust Daryl Morey when it comes to draft picks. But I don't trust him when it comes to the offseason moves like signing a Kyle Lowry, what's his name? Reggie Jackson. You got to sign all these players like that because you don't got no money because you gave all your money to Paul George pretty much. So I want good center. Hold on. OKC not only is SGA balling and he's not alone. Jay Williams had 41. Yep, 41. He had 40. Jalen Williams had 40, and I think he had 40, and I think SGA had 31. So their 2 best players had 70 points altogether, and the 2 best players from the Pacers had 32 points. So 71 versus 32 is no comparison. They should have really lost by 30 points, bro. That's how it should have been. The Pacers had no business being 4 points behind in the 4th quarter. You know what I mean? Is he not on? He's their favorite to win a game. Yeah, I don't know, man. Indiana might turn it up. They might do it. They're gonna have Reggie Miller in the building. The energy is gonna be crazy. You know how TJ McConnell is at home. He's even better at home. The Pacers got a chance, bro. You gotta take one game at a time. I can see the Pacers winning game 6 if they take care of the basketball and if TJ McConnell brings it. Yeah, thanks again for all the people that hit the like button. Thank you, Ron's opinion don't matter. Appreciate you. Everybody that hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate all the support on this channel. Thank you again for all the support. And we just gonna keep continuing, man. I'm gonna keep bringing this content. I go live for Sixer games. I go live for Phillies. Gonna go live for the NBA playoffs. I cover NBA breaking news, and I will be covering boxing as well. And I will be doing card reveals as well. So if you're interested, consider subscribing to your boy. Appreciate y'all. Jalen Williams, we seeing another NBA young star on the Thunder. That's going to be 3 years to come. Yeah. Plus Pacers turning the ball over, but OKC let Indiana Pacers hang. Yes, that's why I feel like they listen, bro. It should have never been that close, bro. It should have been a 20, 30-point game. The whole that fourth quarter should have never been that close. It should have never got 4 points. It should have never got to a 4-point lead for the OKC. That's why I'm just like, yo, if you just think about it, if Tyrese Haliburton would have just been average, got his average points, they would have won the game, bro. The problem is Tyrese Haliburton didn't do nothing. That is the issue. And everybody that's saying, oh, you're just hating on Tyrese. No, I'm being real, bro. I'm being real. People don't like when people be... The truth hurts sometimes. Tyrese Haliburton did not show up. He didn't show up. And I'm being honest. People got to be honest with themselves. Tyrese needs to step up his game. Period. Straight up. But I do think there is a chance Pacers could win Game 6. They gotta be better. Gotta play better. If the Pacers don't have 25 turnovers in ball game and expect to win. The problem with this is the problem. Every game's different. See, since they still could have won Game 5, but guess what? They might not turn the ball over 25 times, but guess what? Something else be happening. So what if they just not making their shots? They shot a higher percentage from the field against the Thunder. Believe it or not, they shot a higher percentage from the field and they still lost. What if they don't turn the ball over, but their percentage from the field isn't as good? They just break it for chicken. That's why it's so crucial, man. Like those type of games, you got to try to win. Man. You got to put the team on your back. That's why, listen, you don't have to have, you have to have that dude that knows when it's time to shine. And the problem with Tyrese Haliburton is he just did not show up in any of the quarters. Pacers would have blown out OKC if Ben Simmons was there last night instead of how. That's my guy, man. Shout out to my guy. Do you think we can? Yeah, you can. You got to play good, of course. Ben Simmons is the 76ers GOAT. I can't right now, man. I can't. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the love. Again, on your way out, make sure you hit the like button, share. Hit the subscribe button. Again, I cover the Sixers. I cover the Phillies. I cover the NBA playoffs. I cover NBA breaking news. And also, I will be covering a little bit of boxing as well. So shout out to everybody in the building. As always, God bless and be easy. I don't care if Tyrese is hurt. You don't get rerun because you get, it still goes down as a superstar didn't get it done. Facts, bro. When you're on the court, you got to play. It is what it is. But what was I saying? What if Darren Moore wants to trade up for Cooper Flag? We'll see what happens. What if he does that? What if there's a blockbuster trade and the Sixers trade up to the #1 spot, which I doubt. I don't think that's happening. But if it happens, shoot. Hey, let's make it happen. NBA Finals for the Sixers next season, bro. Let's get it. But salute to everybody in the building. I'm out. God bless. Peace.